Hey guys, this is Sean B. This should be video 4. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually use the basic trend analysis, and what we're gonna do is actually apply it and actually make a signal. Currently 12:24. Hopefully I'll be able to have this video done by 1 and upload it to Facebook by 1:30. If not, hey, it happens. But the signal should be able to be applicable for another good 2 to 3 hours. So we're gonna look at is let me see, what's a good market? Actually, this one's actually a good market. So we're gonna look at this first. We're gonna apply the basic questions, of course. The first question is, hey, what's happening to the market? The market's going up, but it's also leveling up, and the way we can tell is, hey, this big box right here, it's pretty much just bouncing up and down. And what's gonna happen is it's going to bounce up and down until it makes a big movement up or big movement down, similar to what happened here. So that's not the main focus. The main focus is once we go to this one, that's the main focus because we know it's going up. But now we know on 1 day scale, like, hey, it's going up, down, up, down, up, down. So now it's going down. So we know the main focus for us, for trading purposes, that is going down. But it's going to be a quick downtrend and then it's going to go up a lot. But like I said, it's in a box situation, so it's going to go up and down. We don't know what the market is until it's stabilized. 4 hour frame, this is where we're going to actually trade. Now you can see the trend, which is as a downward trend. So hit the top, down, bounced up like that, right? Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a prediction. So this is where we become an indicator, but I'll show you how to become an indicator in a bit. But we have to make decision points. So let me make some quick decision points. And in the video I said make sure the leg is sticking up, So that's what we're doing here. And we also want to close the stick. So there's 2 versions for this. If you want to be conservative, close it right here. See? Boom. Closed, right? If not, if you want to take a little bit of risk, which is what I like to do sometimes, which is not recommended, that's where it's going to be. The next one is going to be around right about there. Right there. Actually, I'm going to bring it down right about there. Okay, and then let me close that box right there. Okay, close that box. We're actually going to bring it up a little bit just to make sure right there. Right there. Okay, next one. As you can see, I'm going quickly because, hey, this is a habit. Like, I do this all the time. This is pretty much second nature to be. This is the goal. This is y'all's purpose. If y'all want to be good traders, this is it. Like, if you want to make big money, this is it. Like, I don't know how much more I can emphasize that. And if you're not willing to put in this work, right, you're not gonna be making money. I guarantee you that. That's pretty much the dead truth. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but hey, you gotta practice this to the point where like you can just look at it and be like, oh, there's a downtrend, it's gonna hit a line and then boom, it's gonna go down. But hey, this is a secret that every professional trader does not tell you. This is what is called price action. I mean, I don't know how much more I want to emphasize that, like, because if people told everyone how this works, how will they make business? Like, bots are created from this. EAs are created from this. So a professional trader is not going to tell you, hey, I use price action. They're just going to be like, yeah, I just buy and sell. So, hey, this is what we have so far. So this is a decision point, right? So now we see that this is actually in a point where you can buy or sell depending on what happens to the market. And we agreed that, hey, it's a downtrend, right? It's cool. So we're expecting it to go down. Now this is where you become an indicator. Use the arrow tool, right? You know it's going down. So if it does go down, boom, it's going to come down to right here, right? And you're also indicating, hey, after it hits that decision point, it's going to keep going down, right? Because, hey, every time it hits the top, it comes down. So it hit the top here. What I mean by that is here, I'm going to zoom out. Hit the top, come down. Kind of hit the top, comes down. hits the top, it's going to come down. That's what we're expecting. That's why we're predicting. That's why we're the indicator, right? So that was quick. That was on 4 hour. This is NZDCAD, New Zealand Canadian, and entries. So a student asked, how do I make entries? And what is the best entries? Best entries always is on the trend line. And let me tell you why. So trend line is like a wall, right? Whatever happens in the trend line usually stays in the trend line. And if it breaks the trend line, that's not it's not going to be a trend. It's a bad trade. So let's say you drew this to right here. Okay, so you drew this to right here and then you just expanded it. So we don't know this much of the market. So you just drew this line like this, right? Or actually, hold on, like right about there. Okay, so you drew this line just like this because, sorry, I should have done this earlier. Like I did this, but then I shortened it because it kind of, I don't know. But anyways, you drawn that much, right? You have this long tunnel, so you don't know what's happening to this market. Now, the whole purpose of the whole goal right now for the perfect entry is to wait for one of the markets to hit this line. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Boom, it hits right there, right? And it's also in a decision point if you were to market, right? You're expecting it to go up now. So if you were to buy from here, right? You don't technically need a stop loss. And I'm not saying don't put a stop loss. Stop loss is always recommended. I never tell anyone not to put a stop loss. But it's not going to really hit the stop loss unless if that trade is invalid and it's going to go a certain way. You don't need a stop loss. It's going to go up and then boom, it hits again. And since it's a downtrend, according to the trend line, you're safe. You're technically safe, right? Boom, boom, you have two entries, boom, you're safe. It's going to go down hard unless if there's a news that breaks this trend line. You don't need a stop loss in this case. And I'm not saying don't put a stop loss. Use a stop loss, but dude, it's just going to keep going down. So this trend line, hitting the trend line is the best entries. Aside from that, you're dependent on the decision points, and decision points can go different directions. Like look, right here is the best example. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Boom, you see it popped out, so you know it's going to be an uptrend. Came back down, hit right here, right? So now you have an entry that came back down to the actual entry before it said, okay, I'm going to go back up. See that? So that's what happened. Same here. It popped out and then it went back down. Now you're confused what's going on. Up it went. So now you're going to learn how to put the stop loss and all that, right? So right now, this is going to be a live trade, like I said. We're waiting for this to pop out, and I already have it set up. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so I have a sell limit at 0.8955, take profit 0.8880, take profit 2.8770, stop loss 0.950. I do have a conservative one, and I'll tell you that in a bit. Okay, so we're waiting for it to pop out. Okay, that's where you get this sell entry. Okay, so it's at currently, I don't know, it's at 8. I don't know, I actually don't know where the market's at right now, but the way to decide is the entry is after you put the entry. Okay, let me zoom in. You put the entry a little bit down from the decision box. Okay, so once it hits it, it's going to go down. You're kind of sort of guaranteed that it's going down. Okay, the stop loss for conservative is around this area. So put it a little bit high. I would say around right there. Okay, that's your conservative. Okay, for a person that has a lot of money, usually 1,000 or 5,000 or more, you want to put it around here. Okay, and the reason why is it's not going to really come to the trend line unless if there is a news that breaks the trend line. And in most cases, the market's going to go steady with the market. I mean, with the trend. Okay, So stop loss here. So you're gonna be in negative, but it's gonna come back down eventually and hit profit. Okay, and that's the main goal, to get profit. If you don't want to be in the negatives, you would have to make these entries right here, which is really rare. You gotta be very patient for these. But aside from that, hey, entry sell limit, boom, hit the sell limit. It's going down. If you have a lot of money, more than 1,000, put another sell. Comes down here. If it doesn't go up, you make another sell midway. And then once it reach here, if it comes down, hey, you're in good luck. If it pops out for a little bit, stop all the trades. Take the money you made. Boom, you're in profit. You're done. You're done until there's another opening. But aside from that, dude, like, that's all you need. And let me emphasize something. Please use 0.01 lot. Please use that. I really want to emphasize that. We're still learning. This is still the basics. And you don't want to lose money. That's the main purpose. The whole point of this so far is for you to test out, hey, am I doing this right? And when you do stuff like this right here, like if you were to able to draw this out, please put it on the group. Just post it. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt you. What's going to happen is people like me or like anyone else who's kind of experienced will tell you, hey, enter the market at this time. If you have questions, ask it. Don't be afraid, because the more questions you have, the more better trader you become, the more money you will make. And dude, this is a secret right here. Okay. Next video, we're going to actually do a theory, and we're going to apply all of this to make better predictions of if it's going up or down. We're also going to have better understanding of how the decision boxes are made according to your theory. And yeah, I mean, we're going to do that for the next theory, but for right now, we want to apply the basics that we learned so far from the previous video, which is video 3, to make your own trade. And this trade is active. Like, this trade is still going on. It has not really pierced out the box yet, as you can see. Okay, so it still has around 30